I am back with another video this week, guys. I wasn't really sure what to do for this week's video as I was running out of ideas, and I spoke to a lot of my friends and they all suggested that I do my coming out story and talk about what that was like for me. In case you didn't know, guys, I am gay. Yeah, so I thought for this week's video that's what I'm going to be talking about. I have got my laptop right here, as I will be reading from this to make sure I don't forget anything. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so my coming out story is probably not the most conventional way of just telling everyone, hey guys, I'm gay. It's a lot more complicated than that, so this is actually going to be a story time video. So I'd been coming out to people privately as I'd known myself since year 7, but I'd known since year 4 sort of thing. So a lot of my close personal friends already knew that I was gay / I classed myself as bi at the time. So a lot of my friends were really cool with it, and it meant that when it was just us hanging out, I could actually talk about that sort of thing, whereas at school and things, me and my friends were all really good at disguising it and things. And obviously there were rumours, I was bullied a lot and stuff, but me and my friends were all really good at saying oh, that's not true, that's just a rumour and whatever, and all that sort of thing. So then we get to year 9, and I'd got really close with this girl. Should we give her a name? I feel like she should have a name. Let's call her Beatrice. Okay, so I got really close with Beatrice, and one day I just decided I'd tell Beatrice, and I told her, and she was really happy and really smiley for me. She was like, oh, I'm so proud of you and whatever, don't worry, it's all okay, I'll keep it a secret, but it doesn't change our friendship and all that sort of thing. That was really good for me. About a week later, I was sitting at the table at lunch and whatever, and all day loads of people have been really weird with me. People have been coming up to me and saying things like, I know things about you. People have been sort of avoiding talking to me. Some of the lads that would normally make fun of me in the corridor were sort of not, and that to me was weird. And I was just like, why is everyone avoiding me? This is weird, what's going on? And then at the time, one of my friends had a boyfriend, and he came up to me because he knew, and he came up to me and he just said to me did you tell Beatrice? And I was like, about what? He's like, about you being bi. And I asked him why and whatever, and he was like, because everybody knows. And I was like, what? So I didn't really know what to do, because this has been a loyal friend of mine for about a year now. So to me it was that's weird. So I went with a couple of my friends. I was like, someone come with me because I don't want to be alone. A couple of my friends came with me, and we all went to go and find Beatrice, and she was in the cafeteria at my school and whatever. So I called her out and whatever, and we had a chat, and I was like, have you told people? And she directly said to me, no, I promise you I have not told anyone, I wouldn't tell anyone. At this point I was really confused, because she was a close friend, so I didn't want to have to accuse her of lying, and she told me she hadn't done that, so I wanted to believe her, so I did believe her. But then one of my other close friends, who was my friend's boyfriend as well, had come up to me and told me otherwise, and was very confusing for me. So I was just like, okay, I'll leave that, and then carried on with the rest of my day, where more and more people were saying things to me about it. People in the year above now were saying things, and they were like, this person's been telling me things about you, and all that sort of thing. Which is really confusing to me, because I didn't know what was going on. And then suddenly everyone's making fun of me now, and people are talking about me, but they're not making fun of me to my face. They're all laughing at me or talking about me when I walk past. So then I carried on with my day and whatever, and I spoke to a couple of other people who had been told, who were my friends who had been told were saying things, and they'd all said, no, I wouldn't, I've been told, but it's completely up to you, it's not my place to say. And then 2 people came up to me. One already knew, and she was a close friend of mine. One was a friend, but we weren't close, but it was a sort of we'd smile at each other and get along and stuff, but we weren't really we wouldn't tell each other things. And they both came up to me and told me that Beatrice had told them, and she told a group of people, and that's what had happened. And that's how, and then people from that group had gone around telling everyone else. Which to me was oh my god, because they were close friends with Beatrice. So I was oh, and one of them was like, the one who I wasn't that close with was like, don't worry, I'm not going to tell anyone, I promise you I'll keep it a secret, because that's not something that anyone else should know, it's your decision to tell people. So I really respected that from her. So then that night I decided I'd message Beatrice and whatever, and I was like, right, be real, have you told people? And then Beatrice said to me she'd only told 2 people. And I was like, okay, so you lied to me earlier. Beatrice then suddenly decided to change her story and tell me that she had told 2 people, which I was like, okay, 2 people, that's still 2 more than you should have told, but you should have just told me that earlier. And then I was saying to Beatrice, like, I'm crying right now, because I was crying at home, whatever, like, how am I supposed to deal with this? And she didn't seem to think she'd done anything wrong. And she was saying to me, like, you shouldn't be ashamed of who you are, like, it's okay, no one's going to make fun of you. Even the lads that make fun of you, I was talking to them and they were like, no one would make fun of him for this sort of thing. And I was like, are you seriously trying to excuse yourself right now? Because this is a big deal. Like, this isn't something that's like, oh, I had a crush on someone and you told them and oh my god, everyone found out, how embarrassing. Like, no, this is a serious thing that could, like, it is a changing thing for me that should be my decision to tell people. So then, yeah, the next day I went up to her and I spoke to her and I said, look, I'm not being funny, but it is changing things. People are making fun of me. This isn't okay. And then she decided to tell me she'd told the group of people. So I kicked off and I was like, that's pathetic. Why did you lie to me and whatever? And she ended up trying to go for me, and one of my friends came involved and was like stopped it and whatever. And she like sent the other girl away. She was like, Beatrice, literally go away right now. You're not needed right now. I am trying to avoid saying in this video, by the way. Apologies if I do. I'll try not to. And then, so later on during the day, I discovered that Beatrice had told a group of people, and then 2 people from that group and another girl who they told had gone around telling everyone. And that's how everyone had found out that these 3 girls and Beatrice had essentially told the year group and the year above us, and then now everyone in the school knew. And that to me was like, for God's sake. Beatrice then didn't speak to me again about the situation because I refused to go up to her, and she didn't want to have to face the fact that she'd done something wrong, which was so annoying. And 2 of the other girls who'd found out from Beatrice didn't. The 4th girl in the situation, I don't really know what to call her. Should we give her a name as well? Sally. That's a good name. So Sally decided that she would try and apologise to me, which I did think was nice and whatever, but I wasn't having it because I wasn't in the mood. The day where everyone was now, the whole year group now knew, people were either making fun of me or avoiding me for the most part. So she tried to apologise and I completely just blanked her because I couldn't be dealing with that sort of thing at the moment. It was like, no, you've crossed the line for once. And then for the rest of the day, people were like, oh, what's going on? Like, people were asking me lots of questions about it, obviously, because people decided they wanted to know, which was weird. And a lot of my friends who didn't know obviously wanted to know what was going on. So obviously I explained to all of them. And then I just started, it got to the point where obviously rumours had spread before and things, and I managed to deny it. At this point, everyone knew. There wasn't any point in denying it. I couldn't really deny it. So people were asking me, and a guy that I actually got along with just said to me, was like, right, I'm not going to make fun of you, you know I like you, is it true? And I was like, yes, it is true. And he was actually really like helpful and congratulated. Loads of lads who were there were like, oh, that's really brave of you, well done, Jacob, we won't make fun of you, which I found was really nice. And then the day carried on. Lots of people had actually stuck up for me against these people, and they tried to then complain about me not accepting their apologies and things, and lots of other people had stuck up for me, which I thought was really nice to me, to show that although some people were avoiding me and making fun of me, a lot of people were actually sticking up for me and were helping me and whatever, which was really nice to me. But it was also really sad because someone who I really thought I could trust with something which is a big deal, which I will get to in a bit, I couldn't trust them. Anyway, so on the second night, this was like early January, by the way, so I was 14, I'd literally just turned 14 because my birthday's late December. So, I say early January, it was like mid-January. So then, the Friday night of school, because it all started on the Thursday and then kicked off on the Friday, and then the Friday night after school, me and my sister's best friend all went to my grand's for tea. And then that night I decided my sister and my sister's best friend were just talking upstairs and whatever, and I went and told them. And obviously my sister sort of suspected it already, being my sister. and whatever. And my sister's best friend did as well, because she was around all the time. So those two were obviously so chilled about it, and they were like, oh, don't worry, like, it's okay, whatever. If you need help telling mum and dad, will help you and whatever. And I was like, no, I want to tell them. So then 2 days later, on the 19th of January, which is the day our classes meet officially coming out, because it's the day I told my parents, I went downstairs. I was terrified and nervous. I was on the verge of tears, and my parents were both on the sofa. And I decided, I literally just stood in front of them and just told them, and I was like, look, basically, obviously I've told you about the rumours at school. They're not just rumours, they are true, and whatever. Luckily at the time, for me, what made it a bit less nerve-wracking is my dad was half asleep and my mum was really ill. So it was sort of at a time where I didn't ever think my parents would kick off. I didn't think they'd ever be like that. But it was sort of like, if they did, it's okay, because he's tired and she's ill, so they're very unlikely to kick off right now. But they both just sort of said okay. And then the next morning, my mum obviously spoke to me about it more, and she was just like, honestly, we're supportive of you. And mum was really chilled, and she was like, do you want me to tell the rest of the family so you don't have to? Which was really nice of mum, and that was really good for me. But yeah, that's sort of the end of it. But I just want to talk a bit more about some of the things, obviously, I said in the story. Obviously, my parents were so super chilled about it, which was like the happy part of the story, and so is my sister. And I know some people's parents aren't chilled about it, and some people's family are really not okay with it. I've had friends who are like that, and it is devastating to me. And I hope those people all do still have, even if their family aren't supportive, they have a loving support group, whether it be a relationship or a friendship or a teacher or someone out there to support them. I hope they do, and if not, please find someone, because there are people who will support you with that sort of thing. And also, I just want to talk about a couple of things. Like, the main thing of this story is that I never really got the choice to come out. I sort of had to at school, because everyone already knew, and there were too many people to deny it at this point. Like, even when I was saying to people at the start of it, it's not true, it's just a rumour, people obviously weren't believing it. Like, it was like, Jacob, come on, just admit it. And I just want to stress the importance of allowing other people to come out by themselves. Even if you think your best friend is, allow them to come out. Even if you know someone is, and you're like, you'd be so much happier if you were just out though, and like everyone knew. Honestly, it's not okay to tell anyone else. If somebody comes out to you privately, then you keep it to yourself, because coming out is such a massive journey for people, and it sounds really weird to call it a journey, but it really is. And everyone is on their own journey. Even if you're gay and you know how it feels to be out, like, I am a lot happier now that I am out, but I know how it felt to come out, and that nerve-wracking situation, you have to be prepared for it. Luckily, I was at a stage where I wasn't ready, but I almost was, so it was sort of like dealing with not being and almost being anyway, so it made it easier. And also, I had a massive group of friends who already knew, so they were all there for me. But people are on different journeys, so you need to allow them to be on theirs whilst you're on yours, even if you think you can understand theirs, because everyone's is different, everyone goes through different things. You have no idea what they couldn't be telling you about them being gay or bi or whatever they want to identify as. There's so many these days. But please just be respectful of other people coming out. Obviously, this is quite a big deal for me to make this video. Even though I am out, obviously it is something quite big to talk about. And we are constantly coming out to people these days. Is that every new person I meet, I have to tell them, because otherwise they are like, they'll hear me say things and they won't know, and some people are too afraid to ask. But please just be respectful of people coming out. Don't make fun of them. Don't tell other people if you know. Just be respectful. Please be respectful of this video. If you liked it, again, give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe. If you are gay and you want to comment down below, please do. If not, my Instagram and Twitter are also linked on my channel, and if you are gay and don't know anyone else who is gay and you just want someone to talk to about it, feel free to DM me on those, because I am not on private, so you can just DM me on those. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I hope you all enjoyed the video, if anyone is watching. If not, sorry. But yeah, so that's it. So bye guys.